Welcome to the second part of the worst to best stories of Doctor Who from each of the different Doctor's era. And to start this one off, I'll be doing the opposite, as I'll be doing the worst, then to the best for Patrick Troughton. So, in number 5th place, I've put, because it ain't that bad. It's an actual quite an okay story. It's just a shame that episodes 4 and 5 are missing. It's just a shame. It's not really a bad story. It's just because it's got 4 and 5 missing. It's been animated, but of course you must know it. It is the Ice Warriors. The Ice Warriors are my favourite Patrick Troughton enemy, as you can find out when I get to the best, and you know why. It isn't really a fantastic story. I just find this one kind of a bit dull in some parts. The bit where the Ice Warriors chasing after Victoria is a bit funny. It's actually quite good, and the way the Ice Warriors talk and the bits that I don't like, it's just, nah. It is a fantastic story. It's why it's literally in 5th place, because it's got a bit of good bits, bit of bad bits, as you know. Most Doctor Who stories have, but the Ice Warriors, if episodes 4 and 5 existed, it would have been brilliant to have it all, but the animation in this one, I kind of let it down a bit, so that's why it's in 5th place for worst. The next story I have got in 4th place is The Mind Robber for the worst. It's a fantastic story. Part 1's good. Right, it's a bit fantastic, a bit bad. It's just episodes 2 to 5, I find it go a bit like a downhill slope. I mean, the bit where Freezer Haynes had chickenpox, so he had to be replaced by another actor for a while. The bit where the TARDIS blows up into this magical world where the Doctor's got to solve puzzles and everything. It's not a good, entertaining Doctor Who story. I really find this one really, really dull. So the next story I've got in 3rd place for the worst is the Croutons. Whoever has actually watched the Croutons, you might have your own personal opinion for this one. This one, for me, I find it really, really dull. It's not that entertaining. The only thing I wish about the Croutons, which would have made it better, it would have been a lot more fantastic if they could have just literally make it the story a bit more worthwhile. Unfortunately, this is part of Patrick Troughton's last season, season 6, and the stories were kind of building up to the final stories. But to have this one, it's in this season. I don't find it. The best part in this is where the Crouton forces destroy the TARDIS, but the TARDIS recalibrates because the Doctor's reset the HADs, and it rematerializes up a cliff a bit more. Now, in 2nd place, I have put the Underwater Menace from season 4. I just don't like this one. The fish people look weird, the sets look weird. It's not an entertaining story. Sorry, so the Underwater Menace is in 2nd to worst. So the worst story I actually think for Troughton has got to be The Dominators from season 6. The beginning story of season 6 with Zoe after she joined the Doctor in the last story in The Wheel in Space, which is unfortunately missing. So that one I find really, really dull. This one is not that good. It's not a good follow-up from The Wheel in Space. It's just not that entertaining. It's not even worth watching. I've only watched this twice. It's just not entertaining at all. So now time for the 5 best stories of all time for Patrick Troughton. And in number 5 I have put The Seeds of Doom. This is a fantastic Ice Warrior story. To have this follow up from the Ice Warriors, it is a brilliant and superb story. This is what made the Ice Warriors my favourite villains for Patrick Troughton's era. It is just a brilliant, brilliant story. I love the Seeds of Death. It's a fantastic story. It's 4th place I have put The War Games. It's just a brilliant story. You got the introduction to the Time Lords, the Warlords, kidnapping human beings, replacing them into war territories. It is just a fantastic story and a fantastic set. Especially with the Time Lords, with the exiled Patrick Troughton, and he's trying to argue back with them, saying that his course of nature is really, really superb and brilliant. I do love how Patrick Troughton does love being in the role, and to have this as his last story, episode 10 is worth watching. It's just brilliant. So, this one is a bit kind of tricky, because in 3rd, 2nd and 1st are all Cyberman stories. So, in 3rd place, I have put The Invasion. The Brigadier's second appearance. It is a fantastic story. Unfortunately, the Cybermen don't appear into episode 4, but I don't really mind that. It's just a brilliant story. The Invasion is brilliant. The Cyber Planner's first appearance is in this, I think. It's either this or Winning Space. It's just a fantastic story. The Invasion, spot on, fantastic story. Especially the bit where you got the Cybermen coming out of the sewers, like in Series 8 with Capaldi, where you got them like coming out of London, like all around London. It's just Stephen Moffat was trying to recreate this scene for the new generation. It is a fantastic story. It's brilliant. I love The Invasion. Second best story I've got for Patrick Troughton is the Moonbase. I absolutely adored the Moonbase. The Cybermen are brilliant. The Doctor's companions are brilliant, especially when like they actually put something inside the sugar to make the space colonists unwell, so the Cybermen can try and invade. It's just a brilliant story, a great, fantastic follow-up from the 10th planet. It's a superb story. I do love the Moonbase. If you haven't got it, this is worth watching. It is a fantastic story. So, at number 1, my first favourite story for Patrick Troughton, The Tomb of the Cybermen. The Doctor ends up on Teros, the adopted home planet by the Cybermen. It is just fantastic. This is the first story that features a cyber controller. It is just brilliant. It's Victoria Waterfield's second story. It's just brilliant. I love the bit where you got the Cybermen coming out of the tombs. It's just fantastic for 60s Doctor Who. So this is my worst to best Doctor Who stories. If you like this set of stories, I hope you comment what your favourite stories are. What's your worst stories with this Doctor. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you.